Welcome back to Soul Talk. It's that time of year again where everybody's talking about their New Year's resolutions, and we've gotten several questions about how to become healthier, and people are focusing more on not just the physical aspect, not just the external, the physical body, but also the internal. How healthy are they? And so I'm kind of doing this on the fly, but wanted to share some information with you about how to become healthier, what to look at, what to be concerned with. And the old saying, let thy food be thy medicine, came to mind, and that is Hippocrates. Let thy food be thy medicine. And right now, our environment is inundated with toxins, pesticides and herbicides, glyphosate, things that are being directly linked to health issues. We in America have never been sicker. We have a 400% increase with children with allergies, and a phenomenal increase with autism, increase in cancer, diabetes, and all of this can be linked to the food in which we are putting into our bodies. So when we look at let thy food be thy medicine, and we look at people that are farmers, and now things are going more into factory farming. It's no longer the mom and pops that are farming. As a matter of fact, that is at all-time low, but it's more industrial farming. And so when we look at that and we see the people that are spraying our food with pesticides, and they are literally suited up, they have on masks. Why is it so important for them to be shielded from what they're spraying on our food, and yet we're getting ready to ingest? Now, some people don't understand how food is grown, and so they don't realize, they think, oh, well, this has a skin and I peel it. And so therefore it gets off the pesticides that are being used, the toxins that are being used on our food. And this is an absolute untruth. The chemicals that are being sprayed on our food then run into the soil. And then what happens is the roots of that plant bring up those toxins and place them inside of the fruit or the vegetable. And then you're ingesting them. And when we look at some of the physical effects of the chemicals that we're ingesting, we see vomiting, cancer, respiratory issues, seizures, autism, asthma, depression. And these are because a lot of these toxins are neurotoxins. And so it's not just causing problems in our physical body, but also in our mental health. America now uses 1 billion pounds of toxic pesticides a year. That is incredible. 1 billion pounds. And we have to look internationally at how many of these countries are now banning the food that we eat here in America. Many countries. 26 countries are banning genetically modified organisms. People say, oh, well, don't we need to genetically modify our fruits and our vegetables and our food source so that we can feed Americans, so that we can feed the population? And actually, the opposite is true. So when we really start looking at the effects of what our food is doing to our body, there's tumor growths that are being reported, not just in the mice that are being used in these experiments, but also in cows and pigs, in fish. And when we look at what has happened in America, it is estimated that by the year 2025, half of the children born in the United States will be diagnosed with autism. We know that there is a direct link between glyphosate and autism, glyphosate and cancer, and yet it is still being put into our food supply. When we eat these foods, our stomach becomes inflamed. There are a ton of issues health-wise that are directly related. You can look this up. I will also put some links down below for you. But in a nutshell, how can we become healthier as a society? One of the very first things that you can do for you and for your family is to eat organic. What is the difference between eating organic and non-organic? Well, if you're eating organic versus non-organic, if you're not eating organic, then you're ingesting about a gallon of poison a year. So my question to you is, would you allow me to come in at the beginning of the year right now, place a gallon of poison on your table and say that you alone, not, this isn't for your family, you, so for every single person in your family, you have to ingest a gallon of poison a year. Now, most of you are looking at me and going, are you crazy? No, I don't want my children or my loved ones ingesting poison, but that's what we're doing when we're eating non-organic fruits and vegetables. And when you're eating food that is meats that are non-organic, people go, well, what does that, they're not spraying our cows with these toxins. No, you're right, they're not. But these cows are being inundated with antibiotics to fight off disease because the food that they eat are making them sick. So the food that they ingest now become part of their physicality, their physical bodies, and that is what you're ingesting. You're eating cow flesh or pig flesh, bacon, cow hamburger, steaks. So when you look at what that animal is eating and then you're eating that animal, you are eating whatever that animal ate. So if that animal ate genetically modified organisms, if that animal ate foods that were being sprayed with toxins, and therefore it becomes part of their physical being, and then you ingest it. And so we're seeing this increase phenomenally of illness in America. And the question that people keep coming to me and asking is, how can I get healthier? Well, number one, if you're eating organic, you're not going to be eating the toxins that are in the food. Your body stores toxins and fat cells, and so we do have a problem with obesity in America. And it's because not just are we eating tons of corn syrup and sugar, but also that we're eating a lot of chemicals, and those chemicals have to be stored somewhere. And when we look at the amount of toxins and metals that are showing up in our bloodstream if we're not eating organic, it's phenomenal. And I will put a link down below so that you can see a family that went 2 weeks without going from organic or non-organic to organic, and seeing how their levels in their blood dropped within 2 weeks. So today I'm just trying to make a very quick, not anything too, for lack of better terms, too scientific, but trying to just really get you to think about what you're putting into your body. Think about what you're buying at the store. And if you say to me, well, I can't afford organic, then I'm going to say, why don't you have a garden in your backyard? An organic garden. And you can, it's simple and easy. It does not take a ton of time to do this. And you can do things like using baking soda or vinegar or Dr. Bronner's on your organic garden to keep it organic. You can also pair plants together like thyme and rosemary, marigolds, that will keep the insects away. So in an effort to make our food supply healthier, we're actually poisoning our society. So I just ask you today, as you're looking at your health and your wellness, will you take that into your own hands? Will you start making different decisions so that you can have a healthier family, so that you can have more vitality in your life? I know that you guys are very concerned about how to be healthier, and this is just one of the aspects that are simple that you can start making a different decision in. Make it a great day and make better choices today.